Hello everybody and welcome back to another Starcraft Broodwar Remastered Ladder Cast. That's right, we are back. Still hanging out here in Canada for the time being. I will be back home in Japan relatively soon. Got a camping trip coming up with a bunch of family members, and then that'll be just about the end of it. Time to head on back home. I've been enjoying myself out here, getting some time in the lake and hanging out with a lot of friends that I haven't seen for a long time. Kind of crazy how time flies. A lot of these guys now have kids. It was kind of a shock. Like last year, only 2 kids were in my friend group. Like of my friend group, 2 people had children, and then literally 1 year later, now there's 6 kids. So all of a sudden, you know, it certainly ramps up. Kids are starting to pop out left and right, and it is what it is. A little bit harder to meet the old friend group. Only got to hang out with them a couple of times. We did go for a river float, and we've hung out at some friends' barbecues and stuff like that. It's been a good time so far. So, how are you guys doing? Hope you're doing great out there, having a good old time with your friends and family this beautiful summer. Here in July, we've got a replay from very recently, probably about this week. I actually didn't take a look at the exact date, but it came to me just a day or 2 ago, and we've got Effort spawning down here in the bottom left-hand corner versus Speed, so you know I had to get on it immediately. Speed being one of my very favorite Terran players, and of course Effort, the one man who was able to stand up to Flash in his prime, is now back, possibly competing in upcoming events. So that is extremely exciting. We've been following him pretty closely, watching his development and kind of checking him out, seeing what he's or how he's adapting to the new climate here in Broodwar. It's the same game that it's always been since way back 2001, but it has changed in many ways. Even from just last year, we've seen a lot of changes, and that's the exciting part about keeping up with Broodwar, watching these ladder series. And you guys know I appreciate you hitting that like button, commenting, helping me out with the algorithm. It's been a little rough lately since I haven't been streaming or posting as regular of videos. We've gone way down in terms of our overall subscriber goals, and of course views are way down as well, but we're gonna keep on pushing. And when we get back to Japan, full-time streaming as well as daily videos. Plus I'm still doing the SCSL, and I was also able to do the BSL this week. If you guys caught me on the stream for BSL, it was the non-Korean championship, which was a lot of fun. Kind of a side project for Zero, outside of doing the normal BSL ladder seasons. He's throwing in some other little side projects and giving us more content to watch and to enjoy. And look at this already. We've got a bit of a interesting divergence here from Speed. I actually haven't seen Speed do this for a while. Going directly into mech play and also talking in English. If you just saw that, there was a pause. Effort talking to Speed and Speed responding in English. That's kind of wild. Okay, actually, excuse me, it's a starport. I thought this was a second factory. We've got an armory here. This is most likely going to be a Valkyrie play in order to shut down the early Mutalisks. And then he's going to be switching it up into Bio, although we got Vultures coming out with Speed. This is a bit of a teched out play. It's not a factory out on the map. Sometimes you can put a factory out on the map somewhere, make a bunch of Vultures, and suddenly attack into the natural right as the Mutalisks are popping out. Can be an insanely powerful play. But here, there's definitely going to be, you know, there's going to be something spotting. He's going to be able to see that coming out. Unless he lifts this barracks still. I feel as though Effort is going to be able to catch this. Look at how diligent he's being. With this scouting, he's got vision over this bridge. Just a tiny sliver of vision there. Okay, he sees it. Moving out now. If he wasn't able to spot that, he could have been in a lot of trouble. But hopefully he saw that. Come into his vision for just that tiny sliver. Is this a broken replay? What am I looking at right now? Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Well, there's going to be a run by here. This one drone is actually completely destroying the plans right now for Speed. Very surprising to not see these Mutalisks go in at all here until he gets up to 8 Mutalisks at the front. But a really good defense back at home. Building those extra buildings. Can he actually get the kill on this first Valkyrie? He does, but he's going to take a lot of losses as a result of that. Goes down to 6 mutas. Now a 7th here is going to join in. This wall-in was so clutch. It's really going to save Effort here. At least for the time being. We'll see the follow-up. Those Valkyries are going to continue to be produced. Some Scourge in the mix now. He's getting ready to potentially dive on this Valkyrie. Will he go for it? Yes, he will. Immediate dive there. Perfectly done. Gonna be able to slip back in, get a couple more SCV kills along with that Valkyrie. And he can basically just stay active here and see what the follow-up is going to be. If the Valkyries are getting into, you know, if this is the 3rd Valkyrie and he's still got 3 Valkyries, you wouldn't really be able to do anything with the mutas anymore. But now he can kind of stay. He can hang out, kill a couple more SCVs maybe. Maybe go for another kill on one of these Valkyries. The real weak point of the Valkyrie play is that Valkyries are so weak. Oh my gosh, he gets another one too. You've got to be kidding me. That was some sick micro. Now, he is still going to be losing drones over in the top left. He cannot get that fully mining, but he does, however, have his Queen's Nest done. Can start that hive. Eventually, he's going to be able to build some sunken colonies up there and keep himself alive. Any Scourge in here as well? Oh my god, if he gets a 4th Valkyrie, you gotta be kidding me. That is insane, guys. Almost 4 full Valkyrie kills. He's gonna try and dive in here. Wants to go after the Valk, but it's a little bit too quick. He is gonna be able to back up and save that. Speed's been having a real hard time getting anything done with this play, and losing these Valkyries over and over and over again has been such a pain for him. Hive is nearing completion, but I don't see a Hydralisk Den. I actually need to see Effort go in a little deeper and find out about this transition. It's going to be back into Marine Medic, which might be kind of predictable here. We'll see, though, if Effort catches on to it, because without the Hydralisk Den, I have to say, it's looking a little bit scary. Even with all the damage that was done and how much he's managed to block Speed from hurting him with these vultures and killing off the Valkyries, the tank push could still be pretty effective. The hive is done. I don't see a Defiler's Mound. The Defiler Mound needs to come down now. He's going to go ahead and get +2. And you know what? I'm a big fan of that, actually. Getting the +2 right away is fantastic. Whenever you're in kind of a weird and wacky situation, like the one we're seeing right now, getting just carapace upgrades, when you, even if you don't know what's going on, you're like, huh, I have no idea what my opponent is doing right now. Just getting a carapace upgrade can put you in a very good position if you're able to survive into the later stages of the game. You see that only +1 is done. He has +1 armor on the way. Doesn't even have a second eBay just yet, and no science facility either. So it's going to be a long time before +2 attack is done, and very likely he's going to have +2 armor. Maybe even before that +2 attack starts. So this could be a very good position for him. He's going to bring out a bunch of Scourge right now, along with these Mutas. Try to get a connection. He gets a kill on the tank. That tank kill is absolutely massive. Effort is rolling Speed this game. However, Speed, there's still some opportunities here. Maybe he can get in and break this third base. There's no Defiler at all. It'll have to be a straight up fight in order for him to defend this, and he doesn't have chitinous plating. There's no +2 on these Marines, so they're really not going to do much damage. But he's here before the sunken colonies are done as well. He's going to hit that stim button, tries to go onto those sunken colonies, but unfortunately more Lings do pop out. They're going to be able to buy that time. Sunken colonies are going to finish 4 Ultras in production. These 2 Valkyries, they've just done almost nothing this game. And look at this amazing snipe on the 2 Valkyries here as well. Dude, Effort is putting on a clinic, completely wrecking this play from Speed. One of the best players I've found at playing the Valkyrie style, but he is getting roundly dismantled, just destroyed here. And he's even going to take this fight with only +1 upgrade. Usually you'd want to wait for these extra upgrades. Chitinous plating and +2 Carapace are very, very important, but the Marine count is so low. He's actually able to take these fights and not even feel too bad about it. He is going to lose 1 of these Ultras, but as more reinforcements come up here, it looks like he's just going to clear everything. It's kind of crazy how far ahead he is right now, and Speed is going to try to expand, maybe send out more Vultures to... Yeah, he's just going to fully transition into factory play. This Marine transition has done nothing for him. It's been a all-around failure, and so he will move to plan B. However, Ultras are going to start coming out in big numbers now. He skipped over Lurker completely. He skipped over Defiler completely. He has so much money to work with. He's even getting Flyer Carapace. That's crazy. Flyer Carapace seems a little bit over the top, but these 2 Ultras are going to make their way into the third base. Not really highly defended third anyway, so Speed, I don't think, was expecting to be able to hold that. Let's get a nice little mine connection there. That's what he's looking for now. At this point, Speed is just praying for some good mine connections that can help him to get back into this game. If you get 2, 3 good mine connections on clumps of Lings and Ultras, you can end up wiping out some pretty big armies, or at least softening them up for the tanks a little bit later. He's managed to get up to 4 and 5 factories. Tanks are going to start to push out now, but this is the most dangerous point here. Will he have the firepower? Will he have the muscle to actually take this third base? He's very low on overall tank count. Only has that +1 upgrade there on the ground. You can see he's trying to get Charon boosters and add on more factories as well, but 2 Ultras are absolutely dominating him, pushing him back all the way into his own natural. He barely manages to save that 1 tank. Incredibly, that tank manages to survive, but here comes a couple more Scourge. Oh, the Scourge not able to connect there. Kind of a big moment. Oh, but he does lose 1 of those vessels. A Radiate goes down. Command Center has to be floated. He should make a queen. Humiliate this man. Effort, Speed, I mean, I love him to death, but he has no business being in this game anymore. A 5th gas is about to come up here. Some mines are going out of force. Tanks are going to start to siege. Gotta bait these Lings in. We get the Ultras to come in as well. If he does that, he might be able to take that third base. It's a possibility. Ultras here having a hard time dealing with the Vultures, which are going to get a fairly significant number of kills, but with 50 workers in the pocket, Effort is going to be just fine. I don't think that Speed even knows about the space down here. nor could he really do anything about it aside from send a few vultures over. A lot of mutas are coming his way now. As the ultras try to engage, Goliaths are going to pop out. One single muta does end up eating an irradiate, but one irradiate is just not going to cut it, I'm afraid. 300 HP left on this command center. Is he going to be able to kill it here? He does have... Oh, the SCVs! Oh my gosh, that's so sick. That one muta with the irradiate actually floats over the SCVs. Oh my gosh. He's going to just kill all the science vessels as well. Yes, he is. +1/+1 is done on these mutas, and they are just cleaning house. Absolutely destroying everything, and Speed has to tap out. A beautiful move there at the end from Effort, but he handled the play from Speed so perfectly. Like, I was questioning him when he had all these mutas just kind of sitting there, but it's clear he was just getting set up back at home. He's getting ready for the potential of that vulture run by. Made sure that he had the wall set up to perfection so that he could easily block that out, and then dove the Valkyries over and over again, getting massive value out of those first few mutas and bringing himself into a near unlosable position at that point. So hard to do a push when you've spent so much money on Valkyries and just get nothing, absolutely nothing out of them. Speed will have to go back to the drawing board as we jump into game number 2. All right, guys, sorry for the monologue game number 1, but we're locked in now. We got Effort over here in the top right-hand corner, Speed in the bottom left. He's chilling. Same exact map, and we'll see if Speed can make anything different out of this game number 2. Effort roundly smashing that Valkyrie play, and Speed going back to the drawing board. I feel like his Marine play is just way better than what we saw. I would have said that Speed has great Valkyrie control before that game, but then Effort just absolutely smashes it out of the park and makes him look a little bit silly. So it makes me feel silly to even say it, but Speed generally a fantastic Valkyrie micro player. Like, he gets the damage and he rarely ever misses the slide. But in that last game had a very difficult time keeping those alive, and now Effort here opening up with another hatchery first, as is expected. Going to be scouting out over there in the top left-hand corner. You will see this SCV in the retreating vision, which just gives him a little bit of an advantage. That means that Speed will have to go up there and check, see if the natural has been laid down, and since he sees nothing, will be sent over towards that top right. Effort gonna get that scout off a little bit earlier. Gonna see the Marine building and a CC on the way, just looking for a little damage on this SCV. Maybe get him to stop building for a second, but that's not likely to happen with this Marine about to pop out and an SCV coming down. We've got the follow-up here for Effort, and I was just thinking about this between the games, guys. I've been getting a lot of comments lately about people saying, you know, watching Zerg win all the time is so frustrating, or Zerg and Terran are the ones that always win and Protoss never gets any wins. And I understand your complaints, guys, but all I have to say is just go watch some BSL or enjoy some of these other tournaments, some of these other events, because there are a lot of Protoss victors. The most dominant players in the scene outside of Korea are basically all Protoss. Bonith, DeWalt, Xiaoguge from China. These are the best players in the non-Korean scene, or some of them anyway. And they all happen to be Protoss, and oftentimes we get PvP finals in the BSL. In fact, almost every season it's PvP finals. So it's pretty regular that we get some Protoss winners, and very unlikely that there'll be any sort of Protoss buffs in the future. Maybe there'll be some maps that are changed that perhaps give Protoss some some love in the future. I think that's a possibility with ASL and these other Korean tournaments, but mostly I think it's one of those things where eventually somebody will figure out a new strategy. Someone will come up with a new way of approaching these matchups, and then everybody will have to follow suit. There will be an aha moment. I almost guarantee it. At some point in Broodwar's history, well, in many points in Broodwar's history, we've had those aha moments where suddenly the matchup completely changed because new strategies were developed. I think that Protoss is overdue for one of those, and that might be coming sometime soon. Anyways, I digress, guys. We got a third base on the way pretty early on here for effort. He's gone for 2.5 hatch directly into this third base. Close third base here on Metropolis. Back at home for Speed. Grabbing a +1 upgrade and going into 4 racks. This is a pretty strong build for punishing a play like this. It's going to be very hard for effort to fully block off everything and defend everywhere when Speed comes out with that +1 range and stim. We've got double ramps here at the third base, and so he can threaten this direction. He can come into the natural, threaten this the natural, and then suddenly turn and go up to the third. And so it's a bit tricky. It is going to be a bit tricky here on the side of effort. He's pumping out a big wave of drones after just making an initial 5 mutilus only. So 5 mutas to take a couple of prodding jabs here and there. Just see if he can force out a few extra turrets. Make his opponent a little bit scary. You can see 5 turrets on the way right now. All at the same time, guys. That's quite the response. 4 turrets there. 2 turrets going to be set up on the high ground. Even gets an SCV kill with just these 5 mutas going to fly through. I think this might be a bit of a mistake here. He does turn around. Good choice from effort. If he was to fly all the way through, okay, and then he goes ahead and flies all the way through, he's going to lose multiple mutas. And the facade will be maybe it'll be a little bit less scary here for Speed to move out, right? You want him to stay up here. You want him to stay on these turrets and just be a little bit scared, you know, keep building turrets. I've got a lot of mutas. I've got a lot of music. You fly through and lose a bunch of them, then it's like, well, I don't really have that many mutas. And so the Terran player says, well, then I can put pressure on you. And he starts to move forward. And so he's going to come all the way across the map and force these sunken colonies right now. Sunken colonies are on the way. Many of them are coming up. No, there's only one. Okay. So effort is just going to rely purely on Muta and Ling to try and block this. And it's going to be tough. That's a lot of Marines coming, guys. And he's getting a free rally as well. That might get caught right now, but you know what? He has to respond to this. He cannot be catching the rally. And so a bunch of drones are going to go down. Muta's going to engage. This is not a very clean mutalist engagement. He's going to lose quite a few of these mutas in the end, managing to retain about 10 overall. Right before the +1 finished also, by the way. It was a very good timing by Speed. He killed off quite a few workers, but did he do enough? That's the question now, because effort is really getting big now. Only had to build 1 sunken colony. I think maybe it would have been better for Speed to wait a little bit longer, get another rally. Not sure, but oh god, he just annihilated that. Wait, he lost 2 mutas for that entire group of Marines. Oh my gosh. That is painful. 5 barracks are up right now, and Speed is getting absolutely dominated. What? This is not how I was expecting this to go. Dude, effort is giving him an absolute spanking. He's got 11 mutas here. He's got Lings right in front of the base. He has Lurkers on the way. He has Carapace. He has Hive. He has a second evolution. Yeah, he has everything. He has everything. And he's got 40 drones. Like, guys, look at this. Look at this micro. What is effort? He's the Flash killer. This is the only guy who could beat Flash in his prime. He's the only guy who won a premier tournament against Flash in the Kespa era. Had a winning, or excuse me, not the only one who won against him, but the only one with a winning record against him in the Flash's prime, in his Kespa era prime. And there goes Speed. Speed is done. Speed is cooked. This man is insane. Effort is so good right now. Look at all the Hydras popping out. He's going to make 9 Lurkers. Look at that. He's got a... Wait, is this 10? No, this is exactly 9. Exactly 9 Lurkers. 2 more Hydras were about to pop out. He's going to make a ton of Lurkers and go put him right in front of his base. Get a Defiler across that map pronto and finish this game. There was no way for Speed to hold on after taking these engages. I'm just going to go back here and just relive the glory that is Effort's build here. 5 mutas and then an entire round of drones. He immediately goes to, what is this? How many drones does he actually go up to? Like, these little kills right here are nice. Yes, but losing the mutas is scary. You don't have anything here, Effort. That's all he has, guys. He's got 1 Ling, 2 Lings, and 4 mutas. And he's just droning like crazy. He does start some mutas as soon as he does that dive through. He knows that Speed is going 5 racks and he's going to push out. But 5 racks, guys, that's so many racks. And the +1 is done. I'm kind of blown away that he was able to just overwhelm this with mutas, win the fight, and then just go to the other side of the map and basically kill him. You should have so many Marines popping out here. Was there like a big lapse here from Speed? It doesn't really feel like it. Did he just not hit his macro here on these barracks? Maybe he just wasn't hitting this macro. I'm not sure, but right as this comes in, I was getting a little bit afraid for our boy Effort. I thought that he might be having a bad time as these Marines made their way into the natural, but I guess this was the wrong call. Speed should maybe have brought all of his Marines together, I guess. Wait for the big ball where mutas just can't even fight. Like, once you have 2-3 groups of +1 Marines, the mutas just almost, they can't even fight. Like, you need a huge group of Lings to surround before the mutas can even engage. But it seems like he just had enough here, and Speed did not get his reinforcements there in time, and so just a few drones end up going down, and the muted number is still high enough to just run it back all the way to the natural. All these Marines in their parade push across the map. I guess he set rallies all the way across, which is maybe the reason why the Marines are so far out here. But he didn't, I guess he didn't rebuild any medics here also. Yeah, he just went 5 Marines and he lost all of his medics. Bro does not have a single medic. And so, I mean, I guess that's just on the Terran player, and just don't make any medics. Kind of crazy. He starts 2, but then Effort is right on him. He just comes up here and absolutely smashes this entire bio ball. That thing goes away in seconds. If there was 2 medics there, this bio ball trades infinitely better, but it's just not there. The medics are late, and the reinforcement line of Ling Muta just overwhelms and kills Speed straight up on 5 Rex with +1 with hardly any damage in the early game. It's not like Effort was massively far ahead. This guy is a completely different animal, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna be looking out for more Effort games. Expect this guy in ASL 20. It's gonna be insane. I assure you. Effort is god tier. See you guys in the next video.